Hey everybody, having amply demonstrated that I'm not quite as good at geography as I think I am in my last video, I'd like to make up for it with a BatChat match. Now I don't play my BatChat nearly as often as I should, mostly because I tend to perform pretty poorly in it. Or at least I feel like I'm performing pretty poorly in it. The BatChat is one of those tanks you either have a terrible match or a fantastic match, and for me it generally tends more towards terrible. The main reason for this, though, is because I have a bad habit of picking the wrong targets, picking bad positions, and just not being patient enough. And in this particular session, this was the later hours of last night, and I played all the way through to this morning. I had a really good run of things. I was playing really well in my mediums. So I actually had two really good BatChat games back to back, and I'm going to give you a double serving of it here. So the first match, Winter Ruinberg, not the worst BatChat map. I'm going to get up into the town here and try and get some quick shots on whatever crosses in front of my gun. I was hoping to get the waffle there, but unfortunately no. And by the time I refocus towards the tiger, he's been unspotted. Now I don't really have much support here, just the AMX 1390 and the T54 who's taking a sweet time to move up here. The LTTB spots me, and I immediately start taking fire. I'm trying to keep a building between myself and the waffle, as I feel like he's the biggest threat to me. That shot must have been a bulldog, off to my right side. There's not much else that would hit me for that little. Now the enemy E75 did something very stupid there, as did the T54. They drove broadside across the open, down the main crescent road, in the mistaken belief that they would only be shot from their front. In fact, if the enemy hold even a single tank in this town, and you cross in front of them, you're going to get your shit kicked out of you. You can't afford to show your side to a BatChat like that. I start to worry though, as I've got a full health Tiger 2 and a full health T62A pushing on me, not to mention their light tank support. I decide to risk a straight up exchange of fire with the T62. I was really hoping for an ammo rack here. I'm shooting directly at it, but unfortunately for me, it doesn't happen. And for some reason I held off the last shot there. I think I wanted to get one into the Tiger 2, but I realised I was going to have to take the T62 out. The 1390 wasn't going to get him in time to stop him from killing me. I evade a shot from the Tiger there, and then make my getaway while on reload. Already we've got a pretty decent advantage in tanks. We've knocked out the enemy 75 and a couple of other tier 9s and a tier 10. So things are going well for us. The enemy are pushing down the axial road there, but it's not really a problem. We've got tanks on both sides of them. They're pretty much hemmed in, and they're going to get fucked. Now our 1390 seems okay for now, but the bulldog's trying to flank him. And so as the 1390 tries to handle the stuff over to his front, I keep an eye on the bulldog and wait for it to cross into the open. Now I don't want to waste a shot trying to snipe the top of its turret, so I wait until it's clear. It gets tracked there by somebody. I think that might have been a very low roll from the E5. And I'm able to finish it off while our AMX dances around the buildings, trying to avoid getting killed by the Tiger 2 and the ISU. I decide to move into this bush here, in case the ISU tries to crest the hill and shoot into our base, but it didn't end up happening. On second thoughts, it probably wouldn't happen because their ISU would have to be a fucking idiot to do that, and he's actually one of the better players on their team. And as you can see, actually, the Totem E100 from my last replay is in this one as well. On NA West, there's such a low player pool, particularly in off-peak hours, that you run into the same people over and over and over again, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You get a good measure of what certain players are likely to do and whether they're going to contribute or not, and you can kind of just chill out. It's I don't know. NA West has got a lot of problems, but it does tend to be a more cozy atmosphere, because everyone sort of knows everyone. Our team have made a clean sweep of the town. And sitting on 4.4k damage already, I'm able to get one into the 53-55. I'm looking for a second if he drives out there, but he gets cleaned up by the E5. And now I've got 2 shells left to go to the waffle. First hits. Second, probably wasn't going to hit anyway. Sails over his head, and I'm now on reload. Easy 5k damage. I almost threw it away. I'm fighting that T62, but I did get away with it in the end, and had myself a pretty nice BatChat game. And this is typical of the BatChat on a city map. You just need to know when to run away. Part 2 of this double helping of BatChat is on Highway. I've ended up on the east spawn, and once again the Mongolians are out in force. The 4502 on our team, the second one, is actually the E100 from that T54 game that was on our team. I decide early on that I'm going to head out to the field and see what I can do out there. We've got plenty of hit points and plenty of armor that we can send to town in the form of the 2 IS-7s, the Mouse, 4502s, and our Tortoise. Now, Tortoise is actually coming out of the field, so is one of the IS-7s, but we do have plenty of heavies still heading to town. And we've got a good force coming out into the field as well. Our 121 cuts directly across the middle, looking to get an early position under the bridge, maybe some spots, maybe some early shots. Bit of a risky play, but it can pay off big time. Meanwhile, I decide I'm going to play it safe. My prior experiences in the BatChat have taught me not to make risky plays because I'm not good enough to do it. With a little help from the 121, I finish off the Awful Panther, Aufklärungspanther. Actually, it was the 121 who got the killing shot, but I'll just take credit since I got 2 shots in and he only got 1. Our light tanks start pushing up, and around this time I realised the enemy have sent basically nothing to the field. If they had any support, the 416 would probably have pushed out to get shots, and the 121 wouldn't be running back towards his own spawn down the 1 line. And so it's time to move out. I still have 3 shells loaded, and I'm kind of umming and ahhing as I drive over whether to reload or not. Eventually I decide, yep, fuck it, I'm going to reload. I want to go into their base with a full clip. Our light tanks and our Sentinel 121 are already doing a number on the enemy 121. The 416 is a lot less scary to me than that thing is. The 416 has monstrously high DPM for a tier 8, but the 121's big gun is really, really scary to me. So I push on this guy. I can happily just auto-aim him. I'll pen him pretty much no matter where I hit him, unless I get a bad angle. And I scoot my way around. Of course, his turret doesn't revolve all the way around, so he's got to spin on his tracks to keep me in front of him. And our little 1390 gets... oh, sorry, the Centurion gets the finisher in right at the same time the 1390 fires. There's a lot of very dubious kills going on here. It's hard to tell who's killing what without looking at the kill feed. Of course, when I record these, I generally am not looking at the kill feed. I'm looking at the center of my screen as if I'm actually playing, trying to spot little things that I might have otherwise missed. Like the fact the enemy Wheezy 132 is pushed up all the way into our 121 as I kill the enemy arty and eat a shotgun. That could have gone a lot worse for me. I think my tracks may have eaten the worst of it, but I did lose more than half my hit points in that single shot, and I had to medkit my commander because, of course, in the BatChat, every crew member is a loader. And aside from that, I need my view range back. Now, I'm not running optics on my BatChat. It's one of the few tier 10 mediums I still run vents on, and the reason for that is the reload. I generally don't passive scout as much in my BatChat as I do in my other mediums. I use it as sort of a hit and run attack tank. The enemy 50B finds himself in a very unpleasant predicament here, as he pulls into hard cover from me, I start looking for shots on the IS-7. With the BatChat's gun accuracy, it's kind of a crapshoot trying to hit his lower plate at this range, but I am able to just wing the corner of it there, and now I'm on reload. 3.9k damage flat already. That's pretty good, pretty happy with that. And now it's just the enemy heavies and one light tank and one TD bottled up in town. It looks like they got the T-54 there as well. So all of the remaining enemy tanks are bottled up in town, except this IS-7 who wants to push out into us. That's not going to work out for him because he's surrounded by angry mediums. Predictably, he gets killed, with the finisher coming in from our IS-7 to my left. I head straight up the road. There's no reason to worry about cover at the moment because the enemy team is pretty much in meltdown mode. At this stage, I'm just looking to get shots on whatever I can to pad out my damage a bit. First one on the IS-7 wings his track, but I'm able to finish him off with 2 more shots. Of course, the IS-7's side armor scheme is even more bullshit than the IS-3's. Fantastic design on the part of the Soviets, really interesting. Using the curved armor side plates, but it's really frustrating to fight against in this game for that exact reason. Now, I do take the hit off the 45 there, but I'm able to kite him around in front of my gun. As I reverse up, pop him in the side. He must have thought he was going in for the ram or something, but nope, I managed to fake him out. Not quite as big of a match as the last one, but still a good, solid BatChat match. I've managed to finish up with about 1 shot's worth of hit points again, but that's generally how I roll in this thing. Like I said, I don't spot as much in it as some people do. I tend to just play it more aggressively. I'll sit back and sort of see what's going on, try and single out a tank that's unsupported or perhaps weak, low on hit points, or doesn't have a gun that's really threatening to me, and then just pounce on it, murder the shit out of it, and run off to reload, which is really how you play the BatChat. So I guess there's that. It's really, really good for removing a tank from the game quickly. As long as you don't bounce or miss, you can basically delete anything up to a tier 9 in a single attack. And so it's really, really, really good at just jumping on people and removing them before they can really do anything about it. And for that reason, I was alternating between my BatChat and my T-54E1, in fact, trying to get MT-15 done, do 2,000 damage to enemy tank destroyers, and survive and win the game. And I was finally able to pick that up, but not in this match. That one will have to wait. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's not often I do put up BatChat videos, let alone 2 matches in one go. I'm going to try and play it a bit more in the future. It is a lot of fun to play. I kind of forgotten how much fun it was to play just because it's one of those tanks where I'm not really confident enough in my own ability to play it very often. But times have changed, maybe I can pull it out. Particularly, on NA West, where there tend to be a lot of heavy tanks and tank destroyers, which are just begging to be circle strafed. Yeah, I think I'll try and get some more BatChat games going and put those up. In the meantime, I've still got to grind through my 54E1 to get the T-57. Of course, by the time I get to the T-57, they've already nerfed the crap out of it, but it's still a pretty solid tank, so I'll be happy to get one. And I still need to get myself a 50B. I'm still about 2/3 of the way up the French heavy tree, and honestly, at some point, I'm probably just going to send a bunch of free experience its way, because I don't really feel like playing through the AMX M4, which I've unlocked about half the modules for anyway, so I'm all ready to go. I just need to get some more free XP, blow that on the 5100, and then I can play from the 5100 up to the 50B, and get some videos up of those. Until next time, wish you the best of luck in the field, and I'll see you on the next video.